Good day to you all. If you would please put your palms together for a meditation reading. The only person who can bring about real change, regardless of the circumstance, is the one living through it. Anonymous. If you would please join me in Gasho. Namo Amidos. Namo Amidos. Namo Amidos. Namo Amidos. The American Indian tribe, the Navajos, believe that we take 7 turns in life. Why 7? I have no idea. There's very little information found about why 7 turns in life. But these 7 turns in life do determine our life path. 7 turns in life basically means that we can make decisions that determine our life. But we have choices. If we take a wrong path, we still have choices. We can either backtrack it, or we can stay on the same path, which may lead to ruin. And each of us experiences change of some sort. We're given the opportunity to choose between action or pick things that can be good or harmful. Those who follow a helpful pattern, or those who choose to steer in a wrong direction, the course correction are taken, some large, some small, yet we feel it is under control. Regardless of the circumstances, as said before, the only person who can bring about real change is to one person living through it. For the Navajo, life is about correction and living the pattern. But correction and living also involves motion. Motion not by anyone else, but me. Sir Isaac Newton, a scientist, discovered the 3 laws of motion. The first law: an object will not change its motion unless a force acts upon it. This means that an object at rest will stay at rest. A body at rest will remain at rest unless an outside force is applied. It's the same as a body in motion. A body in motion will continue to move unless there is something to stop it. Motion of a thing cannot stop or change direction by itself. What? What, you ask? What does that mean? That means if you're on the couch and you don't want to get up off the couch, you'll stay on the couch. But let's say a phone rings. You get up from the couch to answer it. That phone is the force that makes us get up from a resting state. Sounds simple. Sounds simple. Kind of confusing, but sounds simple. Second law. The force on an object is equal to its mass times its acceleration. Wow. Another one. Okay. Example. A bike, which is heavy mass, is stationary, does not move by itself. However, when we apply our power by laying our foot on the pedal and we're pushing the pedal, it accelerates, it speeds up. We can lift the leg and the acceleration, the speed slows down. So as much power as we put into a pedal, that's the power, the speed we're going to get. Right? Unless you have a bicycle that rides itself, I don't think so. I think we have to apply some kind of law of motion to it. The third law, it's when two objects interact and apply forces to each other of equal magnitude, size, and opposite directions. Object A, my fist, exerts a force on object B, my palm. Then object B, also my palm, exerts a force on object A, my fist. So there's equal force on each other. React, reaction. So it is also called the law of action and reaction. Riding in a car, and we've all ridden in cars, and suddenly the driver makes a quick right-hand turn, and he turns, or she turns. What's our first reaction? If we're in the back seat and we're not wearing seat belts, we may slide to the right side. But because of seat belts anymore, we don't slide across, but we do tilt to the right. That's action, reaction. Now you're asking me, why all these facts? Where is this leading us to? And it leads to what are our results of our actions, our law of motion of Namu Amidapsu or Nembutsu. And does it take 7 turns of life before we begin to truly understand and hear and entrust in the teachings? And how do we apply those teachings to our lives? We can sit and we can take these teachings, but if we do not listen to them, figure out for ourselves, think about them, they're just plain words. They're just words coming out of my mouth. First law of motion is body at rest stays at rest unless an outside force is applied. The example of laying on the couch, phone ringing. But that outside force, when it comes to Nembutsu, comes from anywhere. And it comes from within us to want, to hear, to learn, to understand. We have to be the motor. We have to be the motivation to want to hear, to want to understand, to be able to apply the teachings to our lives. We just have to learn to listen, hear, think, and figure out what those 7 turns in life if they are the right path. And we have a choice. We can accept them or we can look other places. So motion, which is movement, which is action, decisions, changes are very difficult for all of us. But through our 6 senses, which are the 5 regular senses of hearing, seeing, smelling, tasting, feeling. But in Buddhism, we have one extra one, and that is our mind. With all those 6 senses in an instant, there can be a realization that may open our hearts to Nembutsu, to the teachings. But as said before, it is the person who is living through those changes and decisions that make the choice. There's no force behind it. It is that person who makes that decision. We listen, we hear, we question, we think, we learn, we get to know ourselves. 7, in turn, is your choice. I ask you, what will be your 7th choice? If you would please put your palms together in Gasho. Namo Amida Butsu, 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 Namo Amida Butsu. Just a quick announcement, March 28th at 11 a.m., we will have an indoor service. We'll be limited on the amount of people, so if you would call the church phone at 805-595-2625 and put in a reservation. Come a little bit early for we can take the precautions that's needed for us to be together on that day. Thank you very much.